All right, my little monkeys, you might be asking yourself, why is Big City Andy sitting here on the toilet? Well, it's because you all have grown up. You've flown the coop. You've gone to college. You're out of the house. And you got to start learning some things that I didn't teach you when I was teaching you all the kid things you had to know. So this is it. Today's lesson number 1. So what do you do if you find that the handle on your toilet has started to get really stiff? Well, there's a really easy repair for that, and it's because the flapper in the bottom of the toilet has become old and sticky. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come down here where you have a shut off to the toilet, and you're going to want to shut it off. Some are you turn a handle around and around until it closes up. That one's super simple. It's just a 90-degree turn. The next thing you want to do is take the top off the back of the toilet. You want to be super careful about doing this. I recommend doing it with 2 hands, not doing it with one like I'm doing, and then set it down on something soft because it's made of porcelain and it cracks really easily, and you're not going to want that to happen because then you're going to have to pay a lot more. You'll need to know what type of toilet you have. In this case, we have a Toto toilet, and the model number is ST743S. And that's important because you're going to go to the store then and you're going to buy a flapper valve. And I've already gone to the store and bought the flapper valve. And you can see this is a universal one, but it works with Toto toilets. And more specifically, I made sure it works with ST743. So now what you're going to do is you're going to flush your toilet so all the water goes out of the tank. And because you turned your water off, you'll notice that it is not refilling. Very good. And if you look down there, that flapper, man, that thing's, it doesn't look good anymore. So it's super simple to remove. You're just going to remove it from this chain off of your lever right here. And then you're going to just disengage it from those little pegs on each side. All right, you're going to want to unpackage your flapper. I've already done that. Now, there's a couple things that are key on the flapper. One is you're going to have to set the chain up properly. But the first is that you're going to make sure that you're letting in the proper amount of water. And the flappers have settings on them, and if you come to your flapper, you'll see the ST743 has a number 6 setting. And what you do is you come on, take the flapper like this, and you find where the arrow is. Oh, there's the arrow, okay? And then you're gonna wanna turn the flapper until it's on 6. Okay, now you can see I've lined up the arrow with number 6, so I can go install this new flapper. You'll see it has a couple little arms on it. And so you're just gonna bring it in here and navigate it into its spot. Drop it down on and make sure that those little arms fit onto these little pegs right here. All right, we have our flapper installed. You can see that it's on the 2 pegs on each side. And I've actually run the chain. And the key to running the chain is you've got your little hook there, and you don't want a lot of slack in the chain. You can see that's a pretty decent amount of tension. You don't want it straight, but you don't want a lot of slack. And then the other thing I've done is all the excess chain. I took a pair of cross cuts and I left myself some room in case I ever have to adjust it again, but I got rid of the remaining chain with a pair of cross cuts. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll refill our tank and we'll see how it works. All right, we turned on the water down here at the valve and the tank has refilled. And now if I come over here and I flush it, you'll see the flapper stays open for the requisite amount of time, and then it goes back down, and then the tank will refill. Now there's 2 issues you can get in with the flapper not working correctly. One is, like we talked about, the chain is too loose and you may need to tighten it up a little bit. And the other is, remember we made this a setting 6 on the flapper itself. If it doesn't stay up long enough, it may mean that you need to change it to a higher setting, so from a 6 to an 8. Or if it stays open too long, then you would want to reduce the setting from a 6 to maybe a 4. And it's easy just to pop the flapper off and put that new setting on and test it. There you go. I've put the top back on the tank. Everything works great. And the key in all of this, of course, will be that your spouse will come home later on and they'll I'll use the toilet, and they won't even notice that you fixed it. But you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that you took care of it, and that you didn't call a plumber who would have charged you $100 to repair a part that costs about $12 at Lowe's or Home Depot. So good luck, my children. Don't hire a plumber to put in a flapper one day. Just fix it yourself. All right, one final thing. I'm now down here in the river throwing the buoy for Cowboy. Unless something is broken, don't go to the store and replace it right on the spot. Put picking up the part as part of your list of things to do. You run to the grocery store, you pick up your groceries, and then you stop by the Lowe's or Home Depot on the way. That way you're not spending a ton of time doing this. Repairing the flapper just now took me a total time about 15 to 20 minutes, and it only took me about 10 minutes to go into Lowe's or Home Depot and get the flapper. Actually, it took longer, as you all know, because I went in and got 5 or 6 other things. But just remember that little pro tip. Bundle your activities.